Peace and love, beautiful people. My name is Liv, and this will be my first actual YouTube video with the intention of creating something to go on YouTube. Today is February 20th, 2021. Sounds so futuristic. And today is day one of a 30-day journey of self-love, inner child healing, shadow work, and just overall mental, emotional, spiritual, physical development and healing. I am someone who is very intentional and I'm very spiritually inclined. And I believe that we are not this body, we are not this mind. We are the witness of these gifts, of these tools. We are not a body with a spirit, we are a spirit with a body. And so many things in life have a deeper meaning, a deeper lesson than what we see face value. And I'm in a point in my life where a lot of things are coming undone and a lot of things are becoming unraveled, and there's a light being presented, and I can just see things that I've been a part of and been okay with for some time now just starting to feel and look foreign to me. Relationships, partnerships, healing through two simultaneous heartbreaks, poly life. That's another video. My grandmother passed a year ago this week. So healing through that and realizing that I haven't allowed myself to grieve properly. I've not ever lost anyone before. I live in Florida. I moved from Mississippi, which is where I'm from. 5 months after I moved, my grandmother passed away. She wasn't sick. She wasn't ill. Not that you have to be. Death is a part of life. But I just say that to say, in the midst of my changes and transitions, her passing really did catch me off guard. And I feel like 2020 was a year a lot of people lost people. And a lot of things were brought to the light that we need to heal on a deeper soul level. And while 2020 was a year for a lot of people to slow down and become aware of their hurt, their trauma, where they aren't healing, 2020 was a call to action for me as a healer, as a light worker, as a mindfulness mentor, meditation teacher, yoga instructor, Reiki practitioner, intuitive guide. So many different aspects of what I do in service were called upon last year. And so last year was a year for me to be moving and going and holding space for a lot of people energetically and emotionally, which I'm grateful for. And now 2021 has started off. It's only February, but I feel like if you would have told me 2 months ago or even a month ago that I would be here now, I probably wouldn't believe you. But here I am, and it's time. It is time for healing. I am seeing so many cycles from my childhood being perpetuated in my current relationships or my most recent relationships. And I'm learning the lessons. And I feel like life is cyclical. It means it's a cycle. And the lesson will continue to present itself until we've learned it. And I will even go deeper in saying that the lesson will continue to present itself so that we can see the lesson from a different perspective. And that's why I've decided to embark on this journey. In 30 days, I'll be celebrating my birthday, March 20th, which is the spring equinox. It's the new year. It's my new year. It's also, I feel like I'm in the midst of my Saturn return. So I feel like that has to do with why so much is coming up and coming undone, so that I can look at the pieces and see what is the best way for me to put it back together. Because maybe the way that I've been carrying it and handling it whatever it may be, that won't serve me moving forward. And so I've decided to intentionally take the next 30 days to love myself the way that I desire for the people around me to love me. Like, I feel like in my relationships, I'm always overextending myself. I'm just learning to set boundaries for myself, to say no, and to honor that. As the middle child, I am naturally the peacemaker, the peacekeeper, the mediator. I want to keep the peace around me. And sometimes that means I start a war within myself. And so in this past year that I've really been intentional about setting my boundaries and saying no to what doesn't align with what's best for me. A lot of people, you will realize the people who benefit from you having no boundaries, because those are the people who usually get upset once you start to implement boundaries. And one of those people is someone that's very, very, very close to me, that I love dearly and deeply. And I'm learning that they don't have the capacity in them to honor my boundaries. But rather than me over compromise or be overly flexible, I've decided to stay firm in my boundaries and honor my truth. And anyone who honors me will honor my boundaries. So I say all this to say, for the next 30 days, I am going to be showing up as intentionally, as lovingly, as genuinely as I do with others for myself. And I'm ready and I'm willing to do the work. So I'll be journaling. I'll share some of the topics that I'll share with you through this shadow work process. If you're unfamiliar with shadow work or shadow, what that is, we all have a shadow side. And the side that we tend to pay attention to is our light side. It's what the light catches. It's what we see when we look in the mirror. We don't really see our backside, right? So if I turn my back to the mirror, I know that it's facing the mirror, but I can't see it. And so what the shadow side is, it's the part of us that we don't acknowledge, that we don't fully embrace. It's the parts of ourselves that are unhealed and unhealthy. It's the parts of ourselves that are toxic. It's the parts of ourselves that hold trauma and past stories and past experiences. And so if our shadow side, if we can think about all the things that we don't like and we just shove them in this closet or in the basement and we close the door, we don't see it. But that doesn't mean that it's not there. And that doesn't mean that it's not showing up in our everyday interactions with other people, and our everyday interactions with ourselves. So we have the interactions with others and the interactions with ourselves. That our shadow self shows up, our unhealed trauma, our unhealed child wounds. I think a lot of adults are unaware of when their inner child wound is present in their adult situations. Yeah. And that's what I've been finding myself in these relationships that I've been navigating through with people who I genuinely care about. When certain issues or challenges have arisen, I can instantly tell that their inner child is there and that they're completely unaware that their inner child is there. They're completely unaware of the actions that they're choosing because it's habitual. And I know from a spiritual standpoint that our relationships come to make us aware of ourselves. And so while I can look at these partners and relationships and situations and point a finger up towards what I see, a more mature take or approach would be to allow that to reflect me. What is this reflecting from me? What in me has attracted this experience, connection, relationship? What can I learn from this? How can I grow? And that's what I'm learning, that I need to heal and I need to grant myself the permission to know that love is simple and it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be a struggle. It doesn't have to be drama filled. Love is simple. And me choosing to stay in situations almost in a way of seeing how much I can take, how much hurt I can take or experience, that's not a measure of love. And I don't want to equate my love to that anymore. Nina Simone says, you have to learn to get up from the table when love is no longer being served. There's another quote that says, you cannot teach people how to love you. You can only witness the way they choose to love and decide if you want to participate in that. And I feel like these losses, and not everything that you lose is a loss, but these things that have been removed have come to make me aware of what I view love as and what I accept love as. And I'm ready to elevate and ascend and increase the vibration of what love is, because love is patient and love is kind, and love is healing, love is truthful, love is intentional, love is patient, love is compassionate, love is gentle, love is firm, love is discipline, love is forgiveness, love is understanding, love is empathy. And as I'm learning all of these qualities of what love is, I'm wanting to intentionally offer them to myself. As much as I pour into others, as much as I give and serve and love others, I'm ready to offer that to me. And as I offer that to me, it will raise my vibration so that I'm able to attract those connections, relationships that are able to meet me where I am. So for the next 30 days, I will be embarking on this journey. I will be meditating daily, which I do every day. If I don't meditate, my day is off. And when my day is off, I meditate. So I'll be meditating, I'll be journaling, I'll be reflecting. I will incorporate some type of body movement every day, because emotions are energy in motion. And sometimes we don't realize that our emotions just get stuck because we're not moving, we're not flowing. And when they get stuck, we start to feel depressed. Deep rest, depressed, the phonetics. When something is depressed or depressed, it's deeply rested in you, in your being, in something. And so the best way to release or reverse the depression is through expression. So all of these methods are going to be a way for me to express what is within me, the deepest layers, what's deeply rested in me. I'm ready to face it. I'm ready to integrate my shadow self. I'm ready to embrace the darkest parts of me so that I can shine fully in my light, so that I can be more whole and more full in my being, because we are divine beings having a human experience. The purpose of this life is to learn the lessons that we need to learn. I'm a Life Path 9. If you're into numerology, I'm into astrology, numerology, I'm into Reiki, I'm into just all of the things that are non-tangible, metaphysical, because that is who we are at our essence. We are divine beings having a human experience. This body is just our vessel, it's just our vehicle. And so understanding that the only way the body can communicate with us is through sensations. And what that means is when something comes up in your body, the feeling, the emotion, the tensing, the chills, the clenching of the jaws, all of that, those are messages. They are revealing to us. They're guiding us to where something is imbalanced. Something is diseased, not at ease. Something is not harmonized. And I'm becoming more aware of those things within myself. And over this next 30 days, I will be shedding and releasing what no longer serves me. And I'm granting myself permission to blossom and to flourish into the best healthiest, most peaceful, most abundant, aligned version of myself, because I deserve that. And as I do, my energy will attract those connections and relationships that my heart truly, truly does desire. But I just have to remind myself that I don't have to settle for what I want. I have to be patient for what I want. And patience is not just waiting, but waiting with a positive attitude. So I know that this next 30 days will be emotional. The past couple weeks have been emotional for me. I have just been a little bit of everywhere, and I feel like my spirit is guiding me to slow down, do the work, take the time to heal myself, because we are self-healers. We just have to be willing to grow through what we go through. And in order to heal, we got to be willing to feel. And I'm Pisces moon. I be all in my feelings all the time. And I'm just ready this time to get to the root of things, have a healthier understanding of what love is and what it's not, have a firmer idea of what my boundaries are. No, have a firmer expression of what my boundaries are and honoring those. And the more I choose to show up in myself and honor myself, the more others will learn that is how I desire to be treated. And I'm learning with these past connections and relationships, people can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves. And, not everybody wants to go deep, but that doesn't have to be you. And it's not me. So I'm ready. And I just want to document this. So, we're at 17 minutes. All right. That's a long video, but that's what it is. Day one, I've documented. I'm glad I came on here and started talking about it. And I will probably just piece together over the next few days what I'm doing. And then maybe at the end of the week, I will put out week one. And then the end of week two, I'll put that out. Or maybe every few days. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm glad I'm holding myself accountable. I'm glad I did it. I wasn't going to record this because it got dark outside. As a recovering perfectionist, it's so easy for me to be so analytical and so hard on myself. And I'm just reparenting my inner child and reminding myself it's okay. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm doing the best that I know how to. And when I know better, I'll do better. Be patient with myself. Be compassionate. And yes, I have everything that I need within me to heal, to love, to be loved, to be successful, to be peaceful. I just have to be willing to align with that. And I choose that. So thank you. If you are watching this, thank you for tuning in. I'm looking forward to watching this after 30 days and just seeing how I feel and reflecting on everything. So here we go. Peace, love, and namaste.